they're saying that by 2050 there won't be any more marriages, man. Like, people really won't be getting married. And I think we have devalued ourselves so much. We've devalued each other so much. You know what I mean? Men are not seeing the value in women, and women are not seeing the value in men. And I think we're looking at it the wrong way. A lot of us we're kind of creating boxes for each other, you know, gender roles, and I think that might be kind of where we're going wrong. I consider myself to be fairly black and white. You know what I mean? And most people that believe in gender roles are black and white. They look at things only logically, and that's it. But I can tell you that sometimes when you create a box for somebody to live in, you might find that they don't want to live in that box. That box don't fit everybody. It just don't. I think that also, you know, the dating game, the pre-qualification process that we go through nowadays is piss poor. And that's honestly just me being like whatever about it. Like, in reality, it's horrible. You know, man meets woman or woman meets man. They skip over all of the steps that you get to know somebody and all that, and they jump right to, you know, the bedroom, right to buying each other stuff, all the way to, you know, to dinners and all that kind of stuff, and flying across the country, flying across the world half the time. And then, you know, a year later, if that, down the line, they realize they didn't even want a relationship. They really just wanted to be friends. You know? It's like you had all this time to get to know each other, but instead of that, you guys were running around. You guys were just enjoying each other's presence when you go places. That's a friend. You know what I'm saying? That's a friend. That's a girl's trip or a boy's trip. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of it seems like it's lacking logic, and a lot of it seems like it's lacking nuance, and like a lot of this takes a nuanced approach. This stuff isn't like they don't write a book on this. It's not A plus B equals C. It's not that. This is for real. This is like you get what I'm saying? Like, this is not a game. If you're going to be, and I'm not saying everybody. Another thing I'm not trying to say is that everybody is wanting to get married. Some people have a solid reason why they don't want to get married. Some people have their reason is just fear of, you know, being cheated on, or being left half broke, or being humiliated. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons, you know what I'm saying? And all valid. Like, all of them are valid. Because if you look at the numbers, and like, a lot of people just don't see the value in marriage, and that's fine. If you don't see the value in it, then please don't do it, because it's like you literally have to see it. Now, I've never seen the value in marriage. I've always seen the value in that person. That's what I see. I don't care about the institution. I care more about taking an oath before God and kind of, you know, building a covenant like before God. That's what I care more about than anything. The paperwork and the status, I don't care about. Because how I look at this person is more spiritually, and how I look at this person is like, is more based off of, like, I'd be the same way with that person regardless of marriage. Like, when me and my wife got married, things did not change. Things did not change. You know what I'm saying? They did not. We had been together for so long, things did not change to me. You know what I'm saying? This is just my opinion. Things did not change. It was, you know what I'm saying, regular program. Try your best to provide. Take steps up in life. Love and nurture her. Protect her. That was it. And just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Now, one of the good things about marriage, though, is that I do hear from a lot of people that it makes them think about, like, issues in their relationship from like a somebody is willing to marry you and stay with you, that's the true meaning, right? They want to stay with you for the rest of their life. That's like the overall thing. Like, if somebody says, I want to stay with you for the rest of my life, like this is my life is dedicated, time is the most precious thing. So if I want to stay with you for the rest of my life, you know what I'm saying? That is basically, that changes the way you look at stuff sometimes, right? Let's be real, it'll change the way you look at things. Like, especially when you argue. You're not arguing with some dude or some girl on the street. You're not. And I understand it's not as easy to leave, right? But it's not as easy to leave for a reason. Because you didn't want it to be easy to leave, because that's somebody you want to be with for the rest of your life. So I'm like I said, I fear for the upcoming generations, because I'm not sure who's getting married, and if people are not getting married, a lot of the times it will mean that there won't be two people in the household, because another person can just bounce. You know what I mean? So it's just, if you, like I said, I mean, I'm not one to tell somebody that they need to. I believe in marriage personally. Now that over time, like how I've grown, I believe in marriage, but I believe more in the person, because the person dictates. That person dictates how well that marriage goes, or how well that marriage goes. The people do. You might think marriage is a word. Marriage is an institution. Just like school is an institution, but if you don't pass, if you don't graduate, you know what I mean? You gotta graduate. So nonetheless, that's my take on that. Like I said, I fear that, honestly, I fear that the little bit of progress we're making in our society, and by what I mean by our society, I mean black society. Y'all gotta be, I'm talking about people real quick. I fear that in the black society, it's gonna set us back, because we're trying to get two members of households, right? I grew up seeing single father, single mother, and yeah, man. So I don't know if we're not marrying, which was a task in the first place to get to start happening more. If we're not going to be marrying, then it's gonna hit our households, our child's upbringing, and our income, our wealth. It's gonna hit it hard, because two members of household providing changes the trajectory of the finances in the household. Now we're not just talking bills are paid. Now we're talking bills are paid. Sports teams are joined. Academic programs to further academics are completed in the weekend. Now we're talking tutoring, stuff like that. We're talking better schools. We're talking saving for college tuition. We're talking investing in the stock market. We're talking just the building businesses possibly. There's a lot. There's so much to list. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That's my take on it. That's my fear. It's just that, we just, marriage rate drops, ours drops significantly lower. We're back to square two, because square one we were kings. Square two, yeah.